Politics. How can we get politicians to recognize the importance of science? Oh, if I knew this, I would be so happy. I think scientists struggle with this every day.
And from every discipline as well.
Yes.
I think, I'm not sure if it's true in every country, but what we are pushing in Australia is learning how to communicate more effectively. So there are a lot more science communication courses out there, especially for us PhD students, to allow us to learn how to communicate our science much better. Even talking to other scientists in different disciplines, sometimes it is very difficult to get your actual main points across to another scientist, and then trying to get that point across to the general public, or someone who's not even in your field, is sometimes quite challenging. But I think the more you learn to improve your science communication skills, that will filter up, and the more people you communicate your science with, the more people will understand and follow, and it'll eventually reach the politicians. But we have to support each other as well. I mean, the politicians aren't going to pay attention otherwise.
No, and I think scientists really need to take responsibility for what they publish, because what I see what the media does is take everything out of context. And when I see an article on a general website and I read it, I'm like, oh, they discovered this and this, where you go back to the original article, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
So I would urge the scientists to really bring their own story, just as Jordan just told you. Learn how to communicate effectively and bring your own story, because you know what you discovered and what you didn't discover. So yeah, but you know this yourself. I mean, sometimes you meet a person and they talk about something that doesn't interest you one bit, like post stamps. Maybe you're interested, I'm not interested in that. But if the person can talk passionately about this, after an hour you're like, oh damn, post stamps are my life, I'm going for this. You need that. If you can talk to persons in a way that changes their mindset and in a way that makes them enthusiastic about the subject, then you're done.
Yeah, you just gotta give them the main facts and go from there. But passion rings true all the time. I actually used to collect post stamps.
I'm so sorry, girl.
No, I was like 8 when I did it. It's so cute though.
Yeah. All right. What else have we got? I want to know this. What's the one thing that you definitely want to achieve in your career?
I don't know. My career has just started, so I don't know where it's going.
Flying high.
I don't know where it's going.
Insane.
I really enjoy the media at the moment. Getting my science across, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it changes month to month. I mean, at the start of the year, I never ever thought that I would be in Europe. And that's just 6 months ago. And I mean, 6 months from now, I don't know where I'm going to be. So who knows what's going to happen at the end of my PhD. I've got no idea. I suppose just as long as I can go through and make sure that, yes, I'm happy with my achievements, or I gave everything my all, then I'm going to be happy. But achieving my career, I suppose everyone wants a successful career, but your career can change in the blink of an eye.
That's true.
The good thing about this career choice, though, is that it changes all the time. I'm meeting new people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, all the time. In the conference I went to in Berlin, I was rubbing shoulders with clinicians and drug development companies.
Yeah, that's insane.
I would never, ever have met them, and I was going out to dinner with them and drinking bottles of wine. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But that's part of this career. I mean, they all sort of looked at me like, oh wow, you work on Venom? And I explained, I'm allowed to be here, and I deserve to be here just as much as you do, just because I'm not a doctor or, a multi-billionaire company or whatever it is.
Not an old guy with a bald head and lots of money.
So yeah, I think making the most of my career. I'm not sure specific achievements, but some people it's publishing copious amounts of papers, but I think I have a thirst for knowledge. If I can learn as much as I can possibly, I think that's what I want to achieve. Make sure that I can open my mind up to everything that is available, and biology is huge, but it's not the only thing. So What about you? Your career's just starting as well.
Yeah, for me, first thing that I really, really want to achieve is to get a PhD. I'm not as far as Jordan is at this time. So it's really hard to get funding. So we're really trying to get the funds together to, achieve a PhD position for me, and because it enables you to exactly what you just said, to discover things and gain more knowledge about things that we don't know. And there's just so much that I would like to know about snakes. And if I could do that as a career, that would be awesome. And for that, you kind of need to do a PhD. So,
but knowledge is power as well.
Yeah.
And education is so important. It's becoming more and more important every day. So I think if you can educate yourself and learn about everything, or as much as you can, that's going to help.
Yeah, and that's also a thing that often people ask me, okay, well, what do I study if I want to be in snakes or something? In many countries, there's not a study completely devoted to snakes or herpetology.
Right.
There isn't. So you have to go with either biology or ecology, or if you don't want to be in academics, go and be a zookeeper or something. But you also can study snakes or whatever animals you're interested on your own. I did it next to my bachelor's and master's. I have a whole study. I buy Brian's books. You go look for scientific articles, and you're also responsible for your own learning process in that way. So you can learn whatever you want these days. That's the great thing about the internet. So yeah. What else? Last question. What would your dream research study or dream species be to work with?
I don't know.
You're basically doing your dream research.
I think so, but I didn't wake up one day thinking, I want to study snake venom and I want to develop drugs from snake venom. I didn't even know what I'm doing at the moment existed. I just fell into it. So people often ask me how I got here. I started studying science to become a genetic researcher because I wanted to work on genetically, so hereditary diseases like breast cancer and things like that. And I then discovered zoology, and I loved zoology. I loved working and learning all about the animal kingdom and conservation, and that's how I got involved in evolution. But never ever thought that I would be working on snake venom for potential drug design.
No, and that's also the thing.
So,
sometimes you have to do things and experience things, and things come, in your life, and you just fall in love, and that's what you go with. So yeah.
So specific species, like I have my favorites, but they're all unique and they're all amazing. I think there's not one particular one that I really, really want to work on. But my favorites are the ones I'm working on at the moment. So I love the boomslang, Disphalatus typhus. I've never seen it, but it's a beautiful snake. I do love Protobothrops manxiensis, so one of the Asian pit vipers.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Stunning creature. I love Bothriechis schlegeli. It was one of my first species I ever worked on in undergrad, so that was
so cool.
the eyelash viper. I love that one. And I think also, I think those three are like tops for me at the moment, but I have a favorite all the time. Last year it was a Boiga irregularis.
Really?
So, yeah.
Why?
It was my honour species.
Okay.
So I worked on Boiga, the genus from Southeast Asia and Australia, and that was my favourite at the time.
They're the ones who invaded Guam, right?
Yeah, irregularis. So Boiga dendrophylla is like the mangrove cat snake. Stunning species, but I've never seen it. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing about Australia. They cannot really import anything. So for me, it was really funny to show her around and have her handle like a ball python, which is like...
I want a ball python now.
They're everywhere here. It's not special.
They're
at
so
all.
cute.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's your favourites, or what species do you really want to work on?
King cobras.
You already work on king cobras.
Yeah, but like on their ecology and in their natural habitat. So what I'm interested in, maybe you heard about this, is when you have zoonotic diseases, they're often transmitted by rodents to people.
Yeah.
What I would like to know is the role that snakes play, and also other small predators, in controlling these diseases. What you see in America now is where they systematically kill off rattlesnakes. We've got the plague, like the Black Plague there.
Horrible.
The disease was gone. So I'm interested in to what extent smaller predators, they call mesopredators, but to what extent they can regulate zoonotic diseases. So that's something that I'm interested in, and yeah, for
Brilliant
species.
work. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, and species